Well, how y'all doing, man? It's Breezy, Bashaud Breeland, as you know. I'm gonna start off by getting my farewell to Kansas City. You know what I mean? I really want to allow myself to really tell the fans how much I appreciated my time there, the 2 years that I was there with them. I learned a lot. It was a good part of my development, and it's not it's a farewell, but it's not a breakup. You know what I mean? It was never done on bad terms, and sometimes when one door closes, another one open. And now I'm here with the Minnesota Vikings, and I want to thank the Vikings organization for giving me another chance to showcase my talent in the NFL.
Awesome. We'll start with Joe Schmidt.
Welcome to Minnesota, Bashaud. Just wondering why you thought Minnesota was a good fit and how the contract negotiations, kind of went from going slow to all of a sudden, boom, you signed.
How you doing, Joe? First and foremost, I mean, it was really easy. When I came and had my visit, and I was able to really communicate with everybody in the organization. It was all love, you know what I mean, at the time. You know what I mean, contracts, negotiation, and talk kind of slowed up during that process after the visit. Then we finally came to agreement, and I'm here now, and I'm ready to really help the Vikings get to some, you know what I'm saying, that I know experience, and I know that this team can be. By the past 2 days I've been here, the chemistry and the love that each player got for each other, you know what I mean, is glorious, and that's what you need, the chemistry, to get to the big dance. You know, I ended up having surgery on my shoulder after this season in Kansas City, so it kind of slowed my free agency up. And during that time, I was allowed to really focus on myself. It really wasn't about ball. It was all about Breezy at the time. And I knew this time would come, and I'm fired up to get started.
Eric Smith.
Yeah, Bashaud, you've obviously only been here a few days, but we saw you working with Mike Zimmer a little bit one-on-one at the start of practice. What was that kind of drill you were doing, and what's your interaction been with Zim so far?
Man, he was really showing me how to really get my feet moving and stay on top of the receiver. And a coach like that, to really walk around and really, you know, he's a defensive-minded coach. He loved the corners. I never really had that type of head coach, so it's kind of new. And the energy that he brings and give to his players before practice. You know what I mean? He's a nice, subtle guy. He moved quietly, but at the same time, when he talk, he speak. He was teaching Pat Pete the technique. You know what I mean? He looked over at me and was like, "Oh, what you looking at? Why you ain't out here?" You know what I mean? I'm like, you teach one, you teach all of us. You know what I mean? But he still made me come out there to really get my own rep and get the own feel. And you know what I mean? He showed each player that they're their own person, and he treated everybody accordingly.
Dane?
Hey, Bashaud, how you doing?
How you doing?
Good. Where do you see yourself fitting into this defense? Are you an outside guy, inside guy, or where do you see yourself kind of lining up on Sundays?
Man, if you leave it to me, man, I feel like I can play every position in secondary. But, you know what I mean? You got to be a master one before you're a master none. And I feel like they brought me in to be an outside corner. And that's what they want me to bring to this team, bring my physicality and really allow myself to really come in and help these younger guys develop during their journey and their career. You know what I mean? I'm 8 years in now. They got a young group beside Patrick Peterson. So I get the best of both worlds. I can get to come learn under Harrison Smith and Patrick Peterson, as well as give my knowledge to the young guys as well. And really bring the juice and the spunk and the energy to the team, man. You know what I mean?
Andrew?
Hey, Bashaud, you started this off by talking about Kansas City. How difficult was it for you to move on from there, and were you hoping that you could return to there before coming to Minnesota?
Andrew, that's a good question right there. But, you know what I mean, during that time in Kansas City, you know what I'm saying, my heart was sold on staying in Kansas City at the time. It didn't work that way, you know what I mean? And like I stated before, like when one door closes, another one open. And the Minnesota Vikings, they really gave me that opportunity to come in and really provide my skill set to the team. And I thank them for it, and I'm ready to get going and do whatever I can to get to that dance.
Lindsay?
Hi, Bashaud. Welcome to the team and to Minnesota. I'm just curious if you had, obviously you're a vet in the league, so do you have relationships with anybody on the team already? And then kind of adding on to that, obviously OTAs are not mandatory, but how helpful has it been to jump in right away and get to know some of your teammates, your new teammates?
Yeah, it's some guys that are familiar faces that I know from playing against. Mackenzie Alexander, I went to school with him in Clemson University. I played with Kirk Cousins at Washington Redskins. We actually was the same pick, 4th round, 102 at the time. But OTAs is a chance to really build that camaraderie. And I don't even feel like the newbie when I got here. Everybody really welcomed me in. You know what I'm saying? It was really easy for me to really open up and feel like I want to really get to know these guys. They made it easy for me. You know what I mean? I didn't have to come in and try to figure nobody out. Everybody's personalities was already there. All I had to do was come in and just show them who I am, other than trying to get to know everybody else.
Courtney?
Hey, Bashaud, is it breezy or beezy?
It's breezy.
Breezy. Okay,
breezy.
good. I want to make sure I had it correct first. What do you think was the key to your improvement from last year specifically? I know that I don't know if you care about Pro Football Focus or not, but they rated you at the most improved defender from last year. What for you personally clicked, or what might have changed?
Last year was my first year really in a system with all the coaches, all the players that I played with. You know what I mean? During my time in my career, I was plugged in with different players, plugged in with different coaches. So, you know what I mean? Like, different coaches had different methods. And I was finally able to really hone in on one method and make the most of it. You know what I mean? So last year, I would say I was the most comfortablest in my career during that time because of those aspects.
Sam?
Just jumping off of that last answer, Bashaud, do you think that method that you got, pretty comfortable with at Kansas City, is that something that you'll be able to take with you here to Minnesota, or do you think you'll have to sort of adjust to what the nuances of this defensive scheme are as well?
I mean, it's pretty similar. And at the end of the day, football is football. You know what I mean? Cover 4 is cover 4, cover 3 is cover 3. You have your terminology that I have to get used to. But it's a lot of veteran guys that mixed in with this defense that really going to allow me to get up to speed quickly. There's no one here that really hiding information. I ask questions, they give me the proper answers. So it's like they willing to teach and I'm willing to learn. So I feel like it's going to be a great fit.
Back to Eric.
Bashaud, you mentioned bringing experience to the team. Obviously, you've been to the Super Bowl back-to-back years, and you won one of those. Just what is that big game experience? What kind of vibe does that bring to a team that, there's not a lot of guys on the team who have been to a Super Bowl?
Man, it brings a lot, and it brings edge and motivation to you. You know what I mean? Once you really taste that type of success, you want to do it again. And I can say during our time in Kansas City, that was the goal day in and day out. Before we got the first one, and after we got the first one, the second one, that's what we want to do. And I can still attest for those guys now. That's the goal for them going into this season, is really to get back to that dance. Because once you taste it, man, it's an electrifying feeling. You know what I mean? It's a feeling like no other. In life, you only get key moments like this, but you know what I'm saying? It's kind of rare to get these type of feelings. But once you get it, man, you're chasing it every day, every down, every play.
Courtney?
Two-part question here, Bashaud. I know you said you had shoulder surgery in the off season. Where are you at in your recovery with that right now?
I'm on track. You know what I mean? The doctors, they really allow me and tell me when I'm ready to get on the field. You know what I mean? I'm just as anxious as everybody else to really see me in this purple and gold and get out there going. But at this time, I'm just taking the process, really getting in tune with my body, you know what I'm saying, as well as getting in tune with my teammates. So I feel like it's me being here, even though I'm dealing with an injury, and being on the sideline, able to really build the camaraderie with the guys and really show that I can really be there for you while you competing, you know what I mean? Like so that they understand who I am as a person, you know what I mean? I'm not coming in here to be selfish or coming in here to look to be the guy. I'm coming to be part of the guys that's already here. And I feel like that's what's going to really change the camaraderie of the room and really give everybody the juice. You know what I mean? I've been there. You know what I mean? But that don't make me better than any of these guys. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still learning, and it's for me to build them and show them that, all right, this is what we do to get here. I done did it, I done seen it. But it's up to us as a group to really come together and get to that goal.
Mm-hmm. And what's your jersey that you're wearing?
This Scottie Pippen high school jersey.
Is there a reason?
Ma'am?
Are you a big Scottie Pippen fan? Come to the same town? What's the backstory behind that?
Nah, I just like basketball jerseys. You know what I mean? All the greats. He's one of the greats. You know what I mean? Hall of Fame player. You know what I mean? Him and Michael Jordan. He just got just as many rings as Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? He just don't have the stature. But Scottie was a big part of that team. You know what I mean? And I really feel like me and Scottie are really like similar in a sense. You know what I mean? Like that we come in and do what we do. We don't fight for the credit. We just work.